What's going on, guys? Welcome again to another edition of Twisted Vape. I hope you are all enjoying your day wherever you are. So today we are looking at a really nice 24mm RDA today that allows you to do a really nice single vertical build. What am I on about? I'm on about this. This is the Reverie RDA. So let's dive down into its box and see what we get. Okay then, guys, let's take an up close and personal look then at the Reverie RDA, and this is the box it comes in. So as you can see, we do have Reverie at the top there, we have the TPD warnings along the bottom there. Along the top we do have Be Tenacious, along this side we have Timesvape. Along this side we have their social media links there for their Twitter, their Facebook, their Instagram. Nice to see them there. And also on this side we have Designed by Stan from TenaciouSTXVape.com. Very nice there. Underneath all that then we do have our usual specifications of the actual RDA, including the kit content and our scratch and check. So to get inside this box then, we just simply lift off the lid like so, and we are then presented with the RDA on top with a spur 810 Delring drip tip, and we also get a bag of spare O-rings and screws and parts and etc. So very nice that they included those. So we just take these out for now. We can then lift up the felt pad and check underneath. So straight away then, guys, as you can see, we do get two ceramic coiling jigs there to help us do them vertical builds. Very nicely included those. And we also get a Timesvape little polishing cloth. Not too sure why they included that, but very nice that it's inside the box. So that's everything that is inside of the box then. So let's take a look then at the actual Reverie itself. And what we do first, if we just quickly grab in the calipers, we can then do the sizes and measurements. So get in our calipers, and what we'll do is we'll do the diameter of it first. We are looking at 23.83mm, so just under 24, and top to bottom we are looking at 31.58mm. So there are our sizes, guys. At the top then, as you can see, we do have a purple resin 810 removable drip tip with a nice big chunky O-ring along the top there. We just pop that back in, and so very nice snug fit as well. Now I have been able to use all my own 810s, and they have all fitted in this perfectly fine, and they haven't been loosey goosey. They have all been a really nice tight fit, so well done for that one. Along the top then we do have adjustable airflow. Now I'm not too sure if this is going to show up on the camera, guys, but we have got 6 little holes which sit roughly around about there. So that would be your full airflow, which would be the middle, and then we can adjust that right the way down so where we are on just single airflow. We'll just pull it out like so, you can see what I mean. So we do have the 6 little holes here. When we are dead centered in the middle, we are on fully adjustable airflow, and if we move it down that way, well then we are only using the 3, and if we move it down one more, well then we are only on the 1 for that super tight draw. I personally prefer it to be in the center. Now what I will say about this airflow, with it being black on black, is it is a little bit difficult to see where the airflow is. So what I've been doing is what I'm showing you now, is by just pulling out the bottom part of the actual dripper itself and then adjusting it that way, so then I can see where they are lining up, and then just popping it in like that. So right now I know I am in full airflow there, and they are mirrored on either side, so whatever you adjust on one side will be adjusted on the other. So let's take off the actual top cap then itself. As you can see, we do get some very nice doming going on inside that top cap. Very nice indeed, which does improve the overall flavour of the actual vape that you are receiving. So very nice that is domed. Along the base then we do have this other little piece, and this little piece here does have one little O-ring going along the top there, and it does have the little chunky channels here for our airflow. So the airflow, as you can see, as I have left the build in, will go straight through the sides on an angle and hit that coil dead on both sides. Very nice little airflow system. It's a shame that it is just a little bit too difficult to actually see. So what we're going to do then is we are going to shove it onto the little Atty stand that I had made from Golden Vape UK. So a big shout out to Bessie Goldsmith for making these. There is one of these up for grabs on Sunday nights live show, so make sure you watch that and you will be able to win yourself the purple version of this Atty stand. Very, very nice, well made piece of kit. So we're going to shove this on here, and then we're just going to pop off the actual cap itself. And what we're going to do is take a little closer look at that. Now at the bottom of that, guys, as you can see there, we do have a really small little channel there that just slots up at the side here. Now that lines up with our deck, and that allows us then to lock this bottom piece right down so it doesn't spin as we are turning our airflow. So very, very nice that we do have this little cutout to stop the whole thing spinning around. I absolutely hate when they all spin around, so it's nice that this locks into place with the actual deck. Now as you can see, guys, when this is all put together like so, that is a really nice thick chunky barrel piece there, so it is going to be very, very strong. I feel like you can't really squash that unless you really gave it some with a pair of pliers maybe, but that is a really, really nice strong top cap there as well. Very, very, very nice. I'm happy with the build quality of that so far. So let's move then to the actual deck itself. So as you can see, I did leave my build in there, as you can see, and there is that little pin I was referring to before. That little pin sticks inside that little groove that's inside our top cap there, locking it all into place, allowing you then to adjust the airflow without all of this spinning. So as you can see, I have left the vertical build in there, and it is very straightforward. Just put our leg in there and put our leg in there, screw it there, screw it there. We do have two flat-headed screws inside the post, and we do have spare screws in our bag as well if you need. We have got quite a nice little juice well down the sides here, and we do have two very nice O-rings there as well. Along the bottom we do have this little nail ring going along here, and I will show you what this is for in a moment. We do have a little party piece for this bottom section. So as you can see, we do have the squonk pin already in place right at the bottom there as well. So as you squonk, the e-liquid is going to come to either side of the coil. So what you want to do then, guys, is when we cotton this up in a moment, as you'll see, we're going to take the coil back out. I'm going to show you a little easier way of wicking this up by taking the coil out first. It sounds a bit strange, I know, but bear with me. It's so much easier to do when we take the coil out and wick it before we put it in. Now that's a bit strange, but just bear with me and you will see exactly what I mean. So if we just take it off the atomizer stand then, so we can show you the little hidden party piece, which is also supposed to help for wicking. So if we get the bottom section here, you'll notice that this spins. So if we just turn it this way, we can then take this bottom section off the whole dripper itself. Now this is supposed to make it easier for wicking. We can then obviously just shove that back onto our little stand like so, and then that's supposed to make it easier for wicking purposes, be able to put it through, and then we haven't got the bottom section in the way no more, so we'll be able to pull it through and all the rest of it. Now that was its little party piece on being able to make it easier in terms of the wicking, but I have got another way, a very simpler way, which just revolves around taking the actual coil out. So all we have to do is just get our little trusty screwdriver here, and in fact I'll just put this back on here for a second, screw this back in like so. I can then just unscrew the coil like so, because the coil is already perfectly positioned, so we don't really need to do anything with that. All we need to do is just get our cotton like so, and if we get ourselves a pair of scissors, we can then sort this out. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to coil this up like this as normal, pull off the excess, as you can see. There we go. I'm just going to twist one end, and I'm going to feed it through like so. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the bottom end of the cotton, and I'm just going to cut up, just like that, and turn it into a little bit of a fishtail like this. Now you might think, mate, that's a bit weird that, but just bear with me, right? Just bear with me, guys. Honestly, bear with me. This is so much better. And if we just chop the top bit off here like so, we'll then have something a little bit like that. Right, now what we're going to do then, guys, is we're going to put both sides of the cotton like that across the side, and we're just going to drop the coil back in place, so we're like that. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the screwdriver and I'm just going to nip up the end of the leads again, making sure I get it back in the right place. There's one, and there's two. So now the coil is back in place where we had it, and we have these two little fishtails hanging out either side. Now the squonk pin, as I said, is just below that. Now we don't want to block that squonk pin, because if we block that squonk pin, then we're not going to get the juice flowing freely through the coil. So what we want to do is, like I said, with these two little fishtails, is we just want to move them to the back end of the actual, where the coil is, and as you can see, the squonk pin is just there. So the juice has got free access off that squonk pin, and it will pour straight into our little channels. Then what I want to do then, guys, is we want to get back our scissors again, and we just want to take it to the edge of the 510 pellet there, as you can see, and just chop it there, and the same on this side, like that. Get rid of the excess, as you can see, and then we just simply unscrew it back off the ATI stand. We can then screw back on the well of our dripper, like so. Screw that all nice and in place. And then screw this back onto the ATI stand, like so. And I'm just going to get the tweezers, give it a little fluffing up like that, give that one a little fluffing up like that, and I just want to pop them there, just like that. So now we have enough room now for the liquid to flow from underneath the coil. It will then go in this side of the well, in this side of the well, and then the coil will suck it up from both sides. And we just give the little top piece there just a little fluff like that as well. And that's pretty much it, guys. And I'll show you in a minute with squonking that makes it a lot more easier and a lot more easier to flow through. So what we'll do is we'll just get some juice, and we could just bring down the pulse here and show you then the magic that is this when it squonks. And this is very simple to do, guys. It's a very, very simple, easy build. So screw it on there. So as you can see then, we are ready for a squonking, so we just give it a little squonk. As you can see, the liquid is coming up very nicely from underneath the coil, and it is pouring either side into the juice wells there, and the cotton is then picking that straight up. So a very, very quick and very easy way of cottoning this up, just by simply removing the coil and doing it that way. Just give this a little helping hand. We just pop a little bit of juice on top here. Now the juice I am using, guys, is a new flavour from Sussexvapour. It is forthcoming. You will be seeing it on the website shortly. It is it's called Bubblegum Millions. So you will see this very soon up on the site. It's a very, very nice juice. I'm still testing it at the moment. It is a very, very nice sugary little juice, in fact. We just give that a little squeeze. There we go. We are now ready to go. So what we have to do then, what I found is easier, is we just take the actual top cap off like so. We can then find the little section where we need the groove. There's the grooved section. Excuse me. So we just line that up with the groove section. We can then just pop that straight down like so, and bob's your teapot. Line your airflow up, and there you go. We are now ready for a vaping. So let's take this back up top then, and we'll give this thing a vape. Okay then guys, that was an up close and personal look then at the Reverie RDA. So as you see in the up close and personal, we are using some Sussexvapour's brand new flavour, Bubblegum Millions. It is an upcoming flavour guys, there's not a lot of information I can really give you at this stage. All I can tell you that is a really nice juice, and just please be patient and keep an eye out on their website, as it will be on there very soon. Also keep an eye out for the review upcoming for this as well. I will leave links down in the description below as always to Sussexvapour, so you can keep an eye out for all the brand new things that are coming out over on the website. So we are using some of this today. Now, and in the up close and personal, we did have the Pulse BF squonker there. We had it all ready to go, and then the damn thing decided that it wanted to die, and it now no longer fires no matter how many times I put fresh batteries in it or clean the contacts, so I have no idea what's going on there. So we are now on the G class instead, running this at around 55 watts with the airflow wide open. So let's give this thing a vape then, and at the end I'll tell you my pros, my cons, and where you can go and get this fabulous thing for yourself. So 55 watts on the G class using the Reverie, full airflow, let's go. Amazing. Isn't that not amazing? Amazing, absolutely amazing. That is an amazing amount of vapor production dealt by one single vertical coil. Unbelievable. Absolutely fan-freaking-tastic. So let's move on to our pros and our cons then, people. And at the end I'll tell you where you can go and get this fabulous thing for yourself. So first pro of the day then guys is the fact that it is a rebuildable. Now in my own personal opinion, a rebuildable is a pro because stock coils are shit and we don't like stock coils. This is why I always say this is a rebuildable, it's a pro. The second pro I have then guys is the fact that it does have that full removable 810 drip tip, meaning that we can put in our own drip tips and customise it to our own personal leisure, is also a massive pro in my book. The next pro I have for this then is overall build quality. The build quality of this is fantastic. As I said in the up close and personal, it doesn't feel like you're going to squash it anytime soon. It is a really nice, thick, robust RDA, and I think that is absolutely fantastic. I also, sticking with the build quality, I like the overall black finish it has going on. It's very nice. It's not a very sharp black, it's more like a matty black, and I kind of like that. I really do like that. The next pro I have for this then is that airflow. The airflow on this is very smooth indeed. I know we have only got the 6 little air holes either side, giving us a total of 12, but them 12 little air holes working all together do give us a very nice restrictive, not very restrictive, but it is restrictive vape. It very is. It's lovely. It's absolutely amazing, and it's not overly loud. Very smooth. Extremely smooth airflow, people. Very nice. I also like the fact that we can tone it right the way down, and we can put a little mouth lung build in there if we wish, because we can do that and move it all the way down to just the one solitary air hole. So that is very nice indeed. So big pro for that one as well. I also like the fact that we have that pin on the build deck, stopping the whole thing from spinning all the way around. I know I keep bringing it up guys, but if I remember rightly with the dead rabbit, when you try to adjust that airflow, the whole cap spam round. Absolutely pain in the ass when things like that happen. I love how the bottom piece locks into place, allowing us to adjust that airflow with ease without the whole thing spinning around. So that pin inside holding it all together, locking it into place, is a massive pro in my book. I also like the build deck. It's extremely simple, very easy to do. The wicking on it can be a little bit of a flaw, but we'll move on to that in a moment. But once you get the wicking perfect, as I showed you in the up close, then it does wick up like a dream, and it does give you a really saturated coil if you do it right. So it keeps the coil nice and saturated. The juice filling ports as well, they are quite nice and deep, so you can put a bit more cotton in than what I did, but bear in mind, the more cotton you do use up in them filling ports, the less juice you are going to be able to put in them. So don't put a lot of cotton basically. You want it to where you've got just enough cotton and just enough room for the actual liquid to flow through. You don't want to overdo it on the cotton. So yeah, very nice indeed. Very nice. I'm going to take another vape, guys, and then I'm going to carry on with a few more pros, and then we'll move on with our cons, and then like I said at the end, we will move on to where you can get this fabulous thing for yourself. So a little vape again. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. The flavour on it is phenomenal. Because of that restrictive airflow, guys, it is concentrating that flavour just that little bit more, as well as that dome top cap. I know it doesn't look domed on the outside, but on the inside, as you've seen, it is domed, which means we are increasing that flavour. And the flavour I'm getting from this liquid, it's amazing. Guys, it's skirty. This is it's a skirty juice. It's very skirty because this juice is that nice. I'm afraid something's going to be getting knocked off my top 3. I really am enjoying it. I've literally only received it just a day or so ago, and as you can see, I am hammering through it. It is that nice. It is absolutely right up my street in terms of my flavour profile, and that is about all I can say about it, guys, without getting told off. But yeah, that is absolutely amazing, and I'm getting all that flavour thanks to the build, thanks to the way I've done the cotton, and thanks to that concentrated airflow with it being a little bit more of a restriction. So yeah, I'm loving it, absolutely love it. I'm gushing, guys, I'm gushing. The airflow on it is really nice. It's probably one of its best features, probably one of its best. Another one of its best features, guys, is the fact that we can unscrew that bottom plate, allowing it to be easier to cotton up. So the fact that we can take that off, I've got to give it a bit of a pro, because that's something new, isn't it? It's something that allows us to be able to cotton that up so much better than having to try and fiddle with it with tweezers and try and bend it around with it being a vertical build. So I love that. I love the fact that we can take that off and do it that way. It's absolutely amazing. Like I said, guys, if you cotton it up the same way I did, it is a little bit more easier again, but each to your own. Everyone has a different way of wicking. So there we go. That's the way I did it, and that's the way I find it a hell of a lot more easier. So still, the fact that we can take that off is a bit of a pro. I do like that. I really do like that. Okay, so as you can see, there is a lot of pros for this RDA. And are there going to be a lot of cons? Well, let's find out then. So let's move on to our cons. Our cons for this then, guys, there is quite a few. As with anything in life, there are cons. So this is just a couple of cons that I've personally found myself. Now, your experience may be different when you get your own, but these are the cons that I've personally found myself. So the first con I have for it is the fact that it looks absolutely fucking butt ugly. I really do not like the looks of it. I like the build quality, I like the colour of the blackness of it, I also like the airflow as you've just heard, but the actual way this thing comes out like this, I mean, what the frig is this all about here? I don't like that. That looks silly. It absolutely looks silly. I also don't like how they've engraved the Reverie sign on the side of the RDA, but failed to make it stand out. So with the black, as you can see, it is very hard to see that. Why not put white? Why not make that white or silver or something, just to make it stand out just that little bit more? It would have been a lot more nicer. So that is a little bit more of a nitpicky con, but it's a bit of a con in my book. The next con I do have is that top cap. Now, after a while, guys, when you've been vaping it, obviously you're going to get the condensation building up, and you are obviously going to get bits of liquid building up. Now, the problem with that is the fact that they've only used one small, thin little O-ring. Now, at first, when it is dry, that O-ring does its job, and it is a nice restrictive turn on terms of the airflow, and it does hold that top cap in place. But once the condensation builds up, if you just lift it off like so, as you can see, it's just dead loose. It's just really loose. So once there is liquid and condensation building up on the actual side of this, and it does get quite a lot, people, it really does, all this gets absolutely soaked. The O-ring doesn't absolutely jack all to do anything about it. And I don't know if you can see it, guys, but we're taking the top cap on and off. As you can see, that O-ring is starting to get a little bit messed up now. And it's a bit of a shame, really. It is a bit of a shame, because the vape that you do get from this RDA is absolutely amazing, and it's just a shame that once all that condensation does build up on top of that O-ring, it starts to chew up the O-ring. Your airflow just spins around freely as well. It doesn't stay where you left it. So right now, if I was to leave that in full airflow like so, I put it in my pocket, go out shopping, go downtown, go to the pub, doesn't matter where I go, I come back out, I go to a vape and I'm like, whoa, that's different. And that's purely because the cap just moves, guys. I look at it, no effort, it's just so loose. I'd like to have seen a much thicker O-ring on that. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to give that a massive con. That is one of the biggest cons, because there's been times, as I said, guys, where I pulled this out of my pocket and it's come out of my pocket like that with no top cap on at all, because the top cap's come off. So yeah, it's I would have seen a bigger, thicker O-ring in there, guys. I really would have. I would have liked to have seen it. So that's a con. That is a big con in my book, guys. I like the RDA. There's just so many little nitpicky things. There's not really a lot of cons for it. It's mainly the O-ring along the top there to keep that top cap in place. It's absolutely shite. We need a bigger, thicker O-ring in there for definite. The airflow is a little bit it's a bit hard to see, should I say. When you are adjusting it, if you are like someone like me who has got a little bit of bad eyes, you know what I mean, you are hard sighted, like, you know what I mean, you can't really see. Trying to adjust that to see black on black is so freaking hard. It's unbelievable. I'm having to literally get torches, like for example, there we go, and sort of do that so I can actually see whether I am on full airflow or not. It is really hard to see the airflow holes. So black on black is a little bit mad. I don't know why they did that either. I mean, why couldn't they put a little white stripe along the outside of these ones, like this black, but then as you're going through, if you get what I mean, you'd see a little white stripe popping up through the holes there, and it'd line up, wouldn't it? I don't know. They did all just little did all those little subjective cons, guys. None of the cons that I have actually affect the overall vape quality that you're getting from the RDA, apart from the fact that sometimes you may pull it out of your pocket to find that you might have an top cap on there. It might still be in your pocket. Apart from that, and the fact that you've got your airflow being all messed up the way it is, you can't really see, and the fact that the logo along the side there isn't, more visible. I mean, it's not just on the black version, by the way, guys, it's also on the stainless steel. So on the stainless steel version, it's stainless steel on stainless steel. You can't see what it says. You just simply can't see it. You have to like really get a good look on it. So what I would have done is I would have put on the black one, I would have had Reverie in stainless steel, and on the stainless steel I would have had Reverie in black. It would have just stood out just a little bit more. I feel like it just let it down, especially with it being engraved. You've let it down with it being engraved like that and just not like making it stand out. It could have popped a lot more than what it has. But yeah, in terms of vape quality, guys, I absolutely love it. I think the vape quality that I'm getting from it and the flavour I'm getting from it is absolutely fantastic. Apart from them few little nitpicky cons, as I said, it's actually really, really good. It is. It's a really, really good little RDA. So I'm going to take one more vape, then I'm going to let you know where you can get this thing for yourself. See the flavour in the clouds? Brilliant. As I said, guys, the pros always outweigh the cons with this one. Very, very nice little RDA, full on flavour, nice restrictive airflow. It's a shame that you can't really see the airflow, and it is a shame that the O-ring on the top to keeping that top cap is shit. But other than that, it is a really, really good RDA. So you can pick this up from www.srvapes.co.uk for the lovely, lovely price of £19.99. That's right, guys, less than £20 will get you this Reverie RDA. And as I said, it is a really nice vape. Has got its cons, but it also has a lot of pros. Check them out, srvapes.co.uk. This is the Timesvape Reverie RDA. I am Twisted Vapor, and until the next one guys, I'll see you again.